Thank you, Sans, for that honest introduction. Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Online Ranked Duel. Today's episode number, I've lost count of what episode number this is, but I'm sure it's in the video title so you can go find out there. Today I am playing my Skull Servant deck as a tribute to one of my favourite games of 2015, in fact no, my game of the year for 2015, Undertale. I absolutely adore that game, and even though I beat it many months ago, I'm still watching meme videos, I'm still listening to the music, remixes of the soundtrack. The game is just astounding and its reception has been mind-blowing. And I wanted to kind of do something for my own channel. However, the only thing I'm talented in is making decks in a children's card game. So here I am. This Skull Servant deck is all based around the idea of powering up King of the Skull Servants. You want to dump as many monsters in your graveyard that share the name Skull Servant, and there are a lot of monsters besides Skull Servant that are treated as Skull Servant in the graveyard. The more monsters you have, or for every monster you have in the graveyard that is named Skull Servant, King of the Skull Servants gets plus 1000 attack. And so yeah, let's get into some commentary about what's going on in this duel here. I'm playing against Bulletproof HPX, never played against this gentleman before, a new face around here for me, but he's playing some kind of milling version of Infernoid's deck, probably a Lightsworn hybrid, and he had Card Trooper on the field. That card used to be so popular back in the day, and shame it doesn't see more use. I'm attacking with my Uni Zombie and King of the Skull Servants, who is right now chilling at 3000 attack. The whole idea behind this deck is to get as many Skull Servant monsters in your graveyard, and there's lots of cards like Foolish Burial, White Mare, Uni Zombie that allow you to kind of mill cards from your deck to the graveyard. It can be really fast, however it does sometimes take a turn or two to set up, but it's a lot of fun. It is just a fun deck after all. I played Book of Life because I want to try and control my opponent's graveyard since they're all about milling, and I figured I don't really know Inferno monsters too well, so the best thing I will do is get rid of that Lightsworn monsters, because fuck Judgment Dragon, fuck that fool, fuck that man, I hate that fool. By using Book of Life, I was also able to bring back a copy of White Mare back from my graveyard to the field, which is awesome because White Mare protects Skull Servant monsters from being destroyed by effects. And to end this turn, I'm going to put all my cards down in the back row, face down on the field. I'm going to be making a video in the next couple of days about my views on the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! At least, or how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now. I'm a little bit worried about where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going. I got invited to go to a locals tournament by a friend of mine who I used to play with way back when. And I'm not a really big fan. Actually, not fuck it. Fuck the other video. I'm going to say it now. I'm not a really big fan of the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is right now. It is all very much based on monsters. Back row cards like traps and spells pretty much don't exist in the game right now, and it's all just about making crazy plays with huge special summoning monsters. And you know, with the way Legacy of the Duelist is right now, that's kind of the way it was gonna go anyway, but at least you can find creative ways to kind of combat it. But the more it kind of swings towards this pendulum style gameplay, the more I feel like the fundamentals of this game are being lost. The thing I love about this game is that every now and then I could stop playing but come back, and because my fundamentals are so sound, I know how to play it. You know, it's like a sport. You might not be an expert at a sport, but as long as you know the basic ways or basic rules, you know, soccer is you kick the ball with your feet, or American football is you take the ball from one end of the field to the other end of the field. As long as your fundamentals are sound, you can kind of dive in whenever you want to, because you still understand the basics of the game. But now it's just, it looks less and less than what it used to be, and it's kind of off-putting, I gotta be honest here. My opponent has made a turn here playing an Inferno monster. He used Reasoning to kind of mill some monsters from his deck. Reason is such a good card, and it works really well in the Infernoids, especially with Light Swords mixed into the thrown into the mix there. He summoned up a copy of I think that's not Jane, but it's Raiden of the Light Swords, and Raiden of the Light Swords can be a bit of an annoying because he likes to mill cards from the graveyard. He does it very from your deck to the graveyard, and he does it very easily. So I want to send that back right now off the field just for a turn, because a turn can buy me enough time to kind of combat whatever he's got or whatever he's trying to set up there. I don't think his Inferno monster can do anything right now, but as you can see, he is banishing several monsters from his graveyard, and he special summons Infernoid on Nunusu. Again, I'm not really familiar with Infernoids. They came way after I stopped playing, and it looks like his effect is to be able to destroy all monsters on the field, which is a pain. Fortunately though, my monsters are, they enjoy being sent to the graveyard, and there are many ways to bring them back and revive them. He attacks directly for 3,000, and I have no choice to take this attack, so I lose 3,000 life points. So got a little bit of a life lead here, but this is an interesting deck because normally when I'm evaluating my opponent, I'm talking about kind of the resources we have in our hand and the field, and talks about terms of card advantage. But both of these decks, the one I'm playing and the one he's playing, also uses the graveyard pretty well as a resource, so that's also kind of important to manage there. So I'm checking what's in the graveyard here. I'm just trying to check how many monsters are in the graveyard. I've got 1, 2, 3 forms of Skull Servant, so that's going to put me at 3,000 attack. And I'm trying to think, how can I get over his monster? How can I make something happen here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my battle phase, and I'm going to ram King of the Skull Servants right into Infernoid or Nunusu or Onunsu or whatever it's called. I wonder where the inspiration for Infernoids come from. I wonder if it's like, say, Aztecs or Mayans, because Yu-Gi-Oh monsters often have some kind of real world inspiration. When the King of the Skull Servants is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish one Skull Servant from your graveyard and special summon him back to the field, which is a really good revival effect. I don't get to use it too often because it's not very often that such a big monster is destroyed by battle and not by effect, but in this case it worked out fine, so I'm able to summon the monster again and special summon him back to the field. Got a nice little comfortable lead here. Got some decent cards on the field. I've got cards on the field like Trap Stun, which isn't really going to help me here because this opponent's style deck doesn't really run a lot of monsters, which is kind of sucks, but at least I can use it there as bait for something. Maybe he'll destroy it somehow or some way. We'll see. So Bulletproof's turn, he summons Raiden again to go and mill more monsters, and I don't think there's a way that I can really stop this at this point. Well, there is one way I can stop this, but am I going to use it to do so? Let's see and find out. He activates Raiden, Hand of the Light Sworn, which allows him to send 2 cards from his deck to his graveyard, and I choose not to respond to it. He sends Solar of the Light Brigade and one other Inferno monster to his graveyard, so he has more resources to be banishing and special summoning his monsters. And let's see what he does now. Yep, he does exactly that. He banishes one monster from his graveyard and special summons Infernoid. Something beginning with B. I can't actually read it from here because the screen I'm looking at is a bit small. But this monster, when it is special summoned, you can target. This monster has an effect where you contribute one monster, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. This is a quick effect. And I think when it's special summoned, you can also destroy one monster on the field, and I think he was going to go destroy my king. Fortunately for me, I have Fiendish Chain, so I'm going to negate that effect. I'm going to stop it from working. And it's called Harmaduck. Infernoid Harmaduck is going to get negated. And yeah, I'm going to keep King of the Skull Servants on the field. I really don't want to get rid of him at this point. But I didn't pay attention to the fact that Raiden is a tribute monster. It's not a tribute, a tuner monster. And so he is able to summon Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon is a interesting effect. I've tried chaining Fiendish Chain to Black Rose Dragon before in the past, and for some reason it doesn't seem to work. I don't know if that's a glitch with this game, but yeah, it could be. Who knows? Unfortunately, I've lost all my cards now. I have 0 cards on the field. I have 0 cards on my hand. This is pretty bad for me. And he has 1 card in his hand. Is he going to be able to use it? We'll soon find out, folks. Or he's able to actually special summon monsters from his graveyard too by banishing monsters. So let's see if he's going to be able to do that, and he does exactly that. He brings back Ononsu, and that's going to be a 3000 attacking problem for myself, and he special summons that, and it's going to be a pain. Also, Ononsu has an effect that once per turn during either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can tribute one monster and negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. It's going to be a pain. If I get a spell or trap card next, I'm not going to really be able to use it because he's going to be able to stop it. However, I draw into Mathematician, so I'm going to normal summon Mathematician to the field, and Mathematician has a great effect where you get to choose one level 4 or lower monster from your deck and send it to the graveyard, and I need to choose wisely here. A good monster could really be helpful here, but a bad monster could be quite devastating. I'm going to lose here. Not really quite sure what I'm going to choose here. I'm trying to think, is there an easy way for me to revive? But there isn't really, and I think Mizuki is going to be the best choice here, the zombie horseman. But I'm still kind of deliberating on the choice here. I choose Mizuki not because I really want him, but because I really don't have another option. By using Mizuki, I can bring back a monster from my graveyard. You banish it from the graveyard, you can special summon one other monster. And but I'm trying to think, what can I do? I need to find a way to get around this Ononsu crazy card effect. I have a Mathematician on the field who is a level 3. I might be able to bring back a tuner monster maybe, or maybe I might be able to do an XE summon. Let's find out. So I banish Mizuki, and I bring back Unizombie. Unizombie is a level 3 tuner monster, but Unizombie has a lot of effects, and he is one of the linchpin cards of this deck that really helps the engine work. First of all, I'm going to activate his effect. His first effect is that you can target one face-up monster on the field. Oh no, I'm not going to do that one, I'm going to do the second effect. You can choose one monster on the field to change its level, and by doing so, you can choose one monster from your deck and send it to the graveyard. So the monster I'm going to send to the graveyard is going to be, let's find out, it's going to be maybe another copy of Mizuki. If not that, it's going to be a Whitemare. No, it's another copy of Mizuki. So by activating that effect also, I've increased Unizombie's attack. Not attack, so his level by 1, so he is now a level 4 monster. So I have a level 4 monster and a level 3 monster on the field, and I can synchro summon into a level 7 monster, which is going to be obviously Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon is going to come out in the field, and with her effect, she's going to be able to destroy everything on the field. Kind of a bit of a payback for like against what Bullet did to me last turn. However, the downside is that Bullet's monster isn't going to stay in the graveyard for long, so I really need to capitalize at this point. So I'll use Mizuki, and I'm going to special summon a monster from my grave. And the monster I'm going to choose is going to be, I'm going to assume it's going to be my boy King of the Skull Servants. However, I'm looking at Unizombie trying to consider if there's anything I can do here. But no, it's going to be King of the Skull Servants, because he's really the best option at this time. So I'm going to bring back King of the Skull Servants. He's going to come back in his full bony glory, and he's going to be sitting with 2000 attack. With the field wide open, I'm going to attack my opponent for 2000 attack, and unfortunately I am just 100 points shy of winning the game. Bulletproof could quite easily make a comeback in his next turn, but we'll see what happens. It's really all down to him at this point here. I have no resources, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully he drew into something bad, but we'll find out very soon. Infernos are very expensive. They can be revived from the graveyard, but they do need a lot of monsters in the graveyard in order to keep on special summoning each other. So hopefully he doesn't have many resources in his graveyard. I know he's got one Black Rose, I know he's got one Raiden in there. So there's 8 other possibilities, or 7 other possibilities besides, say, Ononsu, that he might want to revive in this graveyard. He banishes something. He banishes something from his graveyard and from his hand, and he brings back Infernoid. It looks like Sector. Is that Sectorsemia? I have no idea what it said there. But it's a 2600 monster. Sorry guys, got to chill there. 2600 monster, which is going to attack my King of the Skull Servants, which is going to be a bit of a pain. And that's going to send him back to the graveyard. Fortunately for me though, I can use King of the Skull Servant's effect when it's destroyed by battle, and I'm going to banish one Skull Servant in my graveyard in order to bring him back. I can at least, even though he's still going to be weaker, he's going to lose another 1000 attack points, I can at least protect myself maybe for a turn or so. The other thing I have to worry about though is that Infernoid Saitamas has an effect where once per turn during either player's turn, you can tribute one monster, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. He can really kind of hurt my deck a bit more by getting rid of my monsters if he chooses to use that effect, and he's going to do so. So he's probably going to tribute his own monster, and let's see what he's going to banish. It realistically should be say something to make King of the Skull Servant a 0 attacking monster, so therefore I can't really hurt him next turn. I hope this is going to be worth it for him, because he's getting rid of his big bad boy monster there, and that is like his only defense at this time. Let's see what he's going to banish. Let's find out. Uni-Zombie. Why the hell did he banish Uni-Zombie? I think this dude's probably not used to playing against my deck. And he surrendered. Yeah, I think he knew he fucked up there. He chose the wrong card. He should have got something that would have crippled my King of the Skull Servants. But I got lucky there. So yay, win for me. Haha, I'm the best. Anyway guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this return to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist online series. I will be making more frequent videos, and sorry that it's been such a while, but you know, I'm still in the game and it's still pretty much fun, and I hope to be making more duels to entertain you guys in the near future, regardless of what or when or how. Thank you for tuning into my channel as always. I do really appreciate it, and if you guys ever want to play me, let me know. I'm always active pretty much every single day on PSN, and you're more than welcome to play me or even be in a video or subscriber showdown. Thank you very much for watching. Much love, take care, and goodbye.